Using Quadrats, the required practical, by KayScience.com. Quadrats can be used to compare the abundance of plants in a field. So you can compare the abundance of plants in a shaded area compared to an unshaded area. So you can compare the abundance of plants in a shaded area compared to an unshaded area. So to avoid any human bias, you need to generate random coordinates. And you can do this using a random coordinate generator online. So the random coordinates generated for the shaded area are as follows. And the random coordinates generated for the unshaded area are as follows. So you now place the quadrat at each of the randomly generated coordinates. So we place the coordinate at 0, 2, and then what you do is count the number of organisms inside that quadrat. In this case, there are 0 plants in that quadrat. Then you place the quadrat at the next coordinate, which is 2, 3, and you count the number of organisms, which is 1 plant. Then 4, 6, where there are going to be 0 plants. Then at 4, 9, where there are also 0 plants. And finally at 1, 1, where there is 1 plant in that quadrat. You then repeat the process for the unshaded area. So in the first quadrat, there is 2. In the second, there are also 2 plants. In the third quadrat, there is 1 plant. In the fourth quadrat, 2 plants. And in the final quadrat, there are also 2 plants. So what we've just done is we have counted the number of organisms in each quadrat. You then repeat this process for all of the coordinates. The more coordinates you do, the more reliable your results. We have just done 5 for each shaded or unshaded region. The more coordinates you do, the more reliable your results. Now we calculate the mean using our results. Total number of organisms divided by the number of quadrats. Pause the video here to calculate the mean number of organisms per quadrat for the shaded and unshaded region. The answers will follow. So in the shaded region, we counted 2 organisms, so that was 2 plants. And we divide that by the total number of quadrats, which was 5 quadrats. So it will be 2 divided by 5, which gives us 0.4 plants per quadrat. In the unshaded region, we counted a total of 9 organisms, and there were 5 quadrats. So you do 9 organisms, in this case plants, divided by 5 quadrats. That gives you an answer of 1.8 plants per quadrat. This is because there is more sunlight in the unshaded region, which means more photosynthesis can take place, which means that more plants will grow. It's question time. Attempt these questions to check your understanding. We can now estimate the population size for the number of plants in both the shaded and unshaded area. We can do that by using the equation population size equals number of organisms in all the quadrats times by the total area divided by the total area of quadrats. This equation is effectively multiplying the mean by the total area. For the shaded region, we're now going to estimate the population size. So firstly, you must count the total number of organisms in all of your quadrats. In this case, it is only 2. Then calculate the total area of which there is shaded grass. So that's going to be 10 meters up times by 5 meters across. That is an area of 50 square meters approximately. Now each of the quadrats are 1 square meter. They are 1 meter by 1 meter. So if we've got 5 quadrats, the total area of the quadrats is 5 squared meters. So now you do 2 organisms in all the quadrats times by the 50 meters squared, which is the total area, divided by the total area of the quadrats, which is 5, and that will give you 20 flowers as an estimated population size of 20 flowers. And to calculate your mean, you can also just multiply your mean per quadrat times by the total area. So it'll be 0.4 times 50. That will also give you an estimated population size of 20 flowers. In the unshaded region where there is more sunlight, we counted a total number of organisms in all the quadrats of 9 plants. We then have to calculate the total area. In this case, it's going to be 10 meters times 9 meters. That gives you a total area of 90 meters squared. The total area of quadrats was 5, so we still have the total area of quadrats as 5 meters squared. Now use the equation, which is estimated population size will equal 9, total number of organisms in all the quadrats, times by 90 meters squared, which is the total area, divided by 5 meters squared, which is the total area of the quadrat. That'll give you an estimated population size of 162 plants. It is only an estimated population size. The more reliable results will come from using more quadrat coordinates, so you get a more accurate mean. It's question time. Attempt these questions to check your understanding. Pause the video here to use this data to calculate the mean flowers per quadrat and also to calculate the estimated population size. Method and answers will follow. To calculate the mean flowers per quadrat, the equation is the total number of organisms in all your quadrats divided by the number of quadrats you used. The total number of organisms in all of your quadrats is going to be 13. And you divide that by number of quadrats, which is 6 quadrats. That gives you an answer of 2.2 flowers per quadrat. You then use the equation, total organisms in the quadrats times by total area divided by total area of the quadrats. So the quadrats are 1 by 1 meter. So the answer to this is 13, which is the total number, times by 10 times 10 meters, which is the total area of the field, which is 100 meters squared, divided by the total area of the quadrats, which is 6 meters squared. That'll give you an answer of 217 flowers is the estimated population size of this field. It's question time. Attempt these questions to check your understanding. Press pause to practice using those key words. The answers will follow. Press pause to go through your answers and make any corrections to your mistakes. Press pause to answer the questions. The answers will follow. And if you're stuck, just re-watch the video. Press pause to go through your answers and make any corrections to your mistakes. Press pause to go through your answers and make any corrections to your mistakes.